CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
As artists in any field, we are actually told to take up any opportunity that comes our way and not to miss out on that, and also to make best use of it. Now, by utilizing all the opportunities that come our way, we may actually be moving forward definitely and not be stagnant in one place. But the point is that every opportunity used does not really mean that we will become successful artists. So what actually makes one a successful artist? We'll just try to analyze to see how successful artists are actually made. Most artists who have enjoyed extraordinary achievement have a steadfast commitment to accomplishing their objective and discipline to follow that. So where we see that the sense of commitment is very important. They don't mind putting in time and effort to get what they want. Now suppose you have to master a particular composition, perfect a composition. Suppose you have to try to explore a ragam, to the best possible. If it requires hours and hours of practice, if it requires months of actually rigorous training and devotion to the art, dedication to the art, they do not actually mind that, because of the point that they are totally committed to the art, and for them the end result is only very, very important. The next is tenacity and fortitude. In addition to developing artistic skills, they possess high level of tenacity. They know that there are many outside factors actually which are beyond their control, because everything that is around us as artists, whatever is there, everything cannot be controlled by us. But there are also things that we can actually have control over, and that we have to concentrate and try to develop on that. They forge ahead in spite of rejection, economic, conditional, and personal setbacks. Now, rejection is something which is very common in the art field, because not always are we embraced by rasikas. There are times in our life, I would say good times, when the rasikas follow us in such large numbers. And there are also periods in life when our rasika factor gets dwindled and we really do not have many takers. So we do not, or rather we should not be dejected because of this rejection process. Also, then we also see the economic conditions. Sometimes the concerts and programs may fetch us a lot of money. Some days may be there when we really do not get enough remuneration. But all this should not put us down. And for great artists, this is another big quality. And of course, what I mentioned about the personal setback, this may be emotional setback, the physical setback. Emotional in the sense that not every day is happy and good for all of us. We may have some sudden kind of happenings in the house, by somebody may pass away, or some other things may happen, or emotionally we may be disturbed by something, or physically we may not be fit all the time. We are also not machines. So some days we may be in good health, sometimes we may be in bad health. But all this should never pose any kind of a setback, and successful artist actually keeps going beyond all this. The next thing is clarity and certainty. Unique artists view their current career position with clarity and objectivity. So they're very clear about what is their position, what was their position earlier, and where or what they're heading towards to. All this has to be very clear in the mind. They have a high level of confidence and clarity, and they periodically evaluate their status and re-evaluate. This is very important, because we just can't keep mechanically doing our work. You keep on singing one concert after the other without anything in the mind, only thinking about music. It doesn't happen that way. You have to really assess your performance. You have to evaluate your performance and see where you are right or where you have gone wrong, and how you have to improve on your skills. All this has to be evaluated constantly if you want to be a successful artist. Then, and in terms of definition of success, also re-examine their goals. So the goal actually is again something which keeps changing from time to time and age to age for us. As a child, maybe my goal would have been only to just be able to perform on stage and sing a song. But then as I keep evolving as an artist, I will look for, more prestigious kind of stages to perform, more prestigious venues, and then traveling abroad to various countries. So all these kinds of, and the goals, of course, also in terms of the musical content, what I learned as a child to a teenager, then in mid-age, and when you are in a senior level, what kind of stuff you want to learn, all that also keeps changing. So you have to really re-examine your goals as to what you want to be as an artist and what are the things that you want to accomplish. Then responsibility and accountability. This is very important, because when things go wrong, you should not just try to put the blame on somebody else. You should be responsible enough to take up and say that you yourself are accountable for it, because every day is not a success story. Some days we may have flips. So for that, we have to hold ourselves accountable for that and say how to remedy it. And then, of course, and they make sure that others can depend on them. This dependability is very important, because unless you are a dependable artist, people are not going to hire you. If you you really do not know whether the concert is going to be successful or not, there should be some successful formula or success formula in the mind for the artist, so that he carries forward his music in an effective way. Then time management and balance. This is another very important thing. Artists who are more productive career-wise are good in managing time. So where they don't, if you want to be a successful in the terms of being productive in your career, you should not waste time. You should be able to utilize all your time in a very balanced way. And also they are people who are able to balance their, what we call as a personal life and the career. This is very important, because ultimately we also need to have a proper family, a personal life. That will only give us harmony. Otherwise, just pursuing your career, that will take you to an extreme. But on the other hand, really you may not be surrounded by a good family. You may feel lonely. So many things are there. So for that, proper balance of a personal life and career is very, very important. Then the next thing is, of course, exercising self-control. Utilize social media. Now today that's a very important thing, where all of us as artists are using social media as a powerful career building resource. Without social media today, we cannot really survive. You can't sit at home and sing and expect everybody around the world to know about you. You have to be active in social media. But also, we as artists, we should know how to adopt the concept of restraint. That is, you should not become compulsive users and become addict to it. That is very important. And reality, facing it is very important. Realize the importance of making sacrifice, setting priority, taking risk, and invest time to achieve their goals. And finally, of course, very, very successful artists will never ever allow negative emotions to interfere with their dreams and goals. That is, always maintaining a positive attitude and always thinking good and always believing that the future has a lot to offer to them. These kind of positive vibes are very, very important. If you keep on cribbing about lack of opportunities, or that somebody else is getting better opportunity and you are not able to get as much as them, or somebody gets a prestigious chance in at a global level and you are not able to get it in spite of your talent, these kind of things should not block your mind. These negative thoughts should never be there, and every successful artist for that matter, we see they never allow these negative thoughts to flow in their mind, and all they do is to be positive and chase their dreams and goals. So thus, to be a successful artist, it is not just about practicing the art, but also inculcating many important qualities like the ones I mentioned. Then only one can become a really successful artist.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.